Hey folks, welcome back to Out There MTB. Today we're at Jug Mountain Ranch, about 2 hours drive north of Garden Valley, just outside McCall, Idaho. And I'm going to try something that I've never done before, and that's try riding some groomed single track on my fat bike in the snow. We'll see how it goes. It's a little warm today. It's up reading about 41 degrees, so I'm hoping the grooming has packed the snow well enough that it's nice and firm. We're about to find out. But anyway, thanks for coming along, and let's get out there. All right, let's go see what we can find. So they have a nice trail map sign here. I paid my fee in the honor box because the shop is closed today. But here's South Elk. Let's try this. All right. So Jug Mountain Ranch is a little bit unique in Idaho because it's entirely private. No public land at all in this trail system. I've ridden here quite a few times in the summer, but never in the winter. This is the first time. Jug Mountain Ranch is actually originally a golf course development, like so many that builds a nice golf course and then sells lots and build houses in between the fairways and the greens and such. But Jug Mountain found themselves with several hundred acres of mountainside that was part of their main property they had purchased. And lucky for us, instead of cutting building pads into the side of it and developing it for housing, they decided to cut trails. And so Jug Mountain has a great network of single track trails. Everything from cross country to flow to tech. Some pretty steep downhill lines. The only thing I'm not sure I've seen here is a big jump line, but I don't get into that anyway, so I might have missed it. And in the summertime, they run shuttles from the bottom of the mountain to the top using these specially outfitted Unimog trucks. And you pay for that privilege. It's not too expensive, I don't think, but the trails themselves, if you're willing to earn your turns, are actually free all summer. So in the summertime, you can show up with your own bike and ride for free. They do also rent bikes if you're coming in without your bike. But in the wintertime, they do ask for a small trail fee. Just to pay for the maintenance. The shop was closed today, so I paid in the honor box. Unfortunately, I didn't have correct change, so they got a little extra donation from me. But I think it's worth it. This is really fun. I've never done this before, but you know, it's interesting because the snow just smooths everything over. So wherever there's roots and rocks and other things underneath this, I have no idea now because it's completely covered. And whatever machine they're using to groom the single track seems about right. It's about the right width. I don't feel crowded into a trench, but yet it's also not a big wide ski trail. Ooh, that got a little slick. You'll have to pardon the noise my brakes are making today, because on the way up here there was quite a bit of snow melt running across the highway, so my bike got sprayed pretty bad with road spray. Well, that single track was a lot of fun. Now we're on a forest road that's groomed for skiing. I'm going to continue up this and see if we can get to mid-mountain. In the summertime they call it mid-mountain double track. We'll see what it looks like in the winter. But the good news is, being machine groomed as it is, even at 41 degrees, this is plenty firm. Jug Mountain really is one of my favorite places to ride in the summertime. Usually I only get here a couple times a year, but they do a great job of maintaining their trails. They're all really well built. The other shout out I'll give to Jug Mountain is they put together what I would consider the best NICA venue in the state for when I was coaching NICA. They actually, after a couple years and kind of tweaking the venue, they actually built some additional single track specifically for the race course, so that it would link to a big meadow down at the bottom of the mountain that makes a beautiful pit zone and camping area. It's one of the only places where you could camp within walking distance of your pit zone. So I'm just climbing up what they call south boundary here. I'm not going to go all the way to the top of the mountain today, just because most of the good groomed single track is mid-mountain and below. At least as far as I could tell on the map. But we'll see if we can get to mid-mountain and cut across and then drop in. Here we come to one of the steepest parts in this climb. We'll see if I can do it in the snow. Here we are, granny gear. I keep enough weight on the rear tire. Oh, spinning, spinning. Oh. Made it that one. If it was 10 degrees colder, I'd have no problem at all, but it's just warm enough that this top layer is getting a little bit squirrely. It's packed plenty well, but a little slick.
Doesn't look like a lot of people have been fat biking up here lately. I see maybe 2 sets of tracks on the ground, and the grooming report said they groomed on Monday, and today's Wednesday. So 2 sets of tracks in 2 days, but these are weekdays. And it's getting pretty late in the winter. Today's February 9th. So some people might be starting to think more ahead towards spring. I know I am. I probably wouldn't have made the drive up here today, but my daughter has a basketball game in McCall tonight, so I thought I would come take a ride and then head over to the ball game. Okay, I think just around this corner. Can't see the signage in the winter, but I do see a groomed track, so let's give it a try. All right, this is mid-mountain. Like I say, they call it mid-mountain double track on dry weather, but looks like the single track groomed it for the winter, so that's nice. Could be wrong, but it looks like I'm laying the first tracks on this route since the groomer went through. All right, first good bit of downhill here. See if I can do this without sliding out. Whew. Not bad. Oh, that's a little soft. Oh. Boy. I'm glad it's not any warmer, because I have found a few soft spots here. One thing I could do is air down some if I wanted to make sure I stay on top a little better. But then that makes it less efficient to pedal and bouncier. So I think unless it becomes a real problem, I'll just keep the tire pressure where it's at. Okay. If I remember correctly, this drop's pretty steep down here. See if I can keep it on 2 wheels. Oh boy, howdy, here we go. Woohoo! All right, survived. All right, this spot is called the Landing, and we're about to take off down some single track called Rolling Rock. And I can tell you, when it's dry, this trail is a blast. Lots of flow, some nice little rock features along the sides. We'll see what it's like under a couple feet of snow. It's interesting, it looks to me like they don't really get the groomer up onto the berms very well. So you can't really take the high line into the berms like you would in dirt. I mean, I suppose if it was really cold and the snow was really hard, you could just ride over the ungroomed snow up on the berm. But a day like today, I think I would probably just dig my front tire in as soon as I hit it. But berms or not, this is way more fun than the logging roads I usually ride at home. And it's groomed way better too. Whatever machine they use works better than just a snowmobile track or two. Oh, somebody had some issue in that berm. Yeah, I'm just not able to trust the grip on this snow today. I'd like to take these corners a lot faster, but I don't think I've got the grip. Oh, there's a little bit of a berm, but oh, my rear end is sliding all over. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Yeah. Woo. By the looks of the trail, I think their groomer is something they're towing behind a snowmobile. And so when the snowmobile goes around those switchbacks, it takes the high line and the groomer takes the inside. I think that's why the berms are not groomed. The groomer's riding down in the bottom of the turn. You can see the snowmobile track up on the high line. All right, I think we'll just cross right on over onto North Elk. Keep going. Well, I think I'm getting pretty close to the parking lot. I'm going to ride some more, but I'll probably stop the video there. Just my overall impressions of fat biking the Groomed Singletrack is it's a whole lot more fun than just about any other fat biking I've ever done. Right up there with the best fat bike ride I've ever had. However, it's still not as much fun as riding on the dirt in the summertime. Just because, and again, it depends on the snow conditions, but today I just can't trust the grip. So I'm riding really conservative. And all the features are covered up, so I mean, I guess that's a plus and a minus. It's nice and smooth and has definitely a flowy feel to it, but all the rock features, all the roots, all the interesting stuff requiring some skill and line choice are just completely covered. So really it's all about just keeping your tires under you on the slick conditions, which if it was colder it wouldn't be so slick. So all in all, a good time. I recommend it if you've got a fat bike and you're looking for something more interesting than just riding snowmobile trails or plowed roads in the wintertime. It's like maybe I had a little more trail left than I thought. Ooh, off camber. Oh, up and over there. Eyes. Oh yeah. Okay. Let's see if they've groomed down here. Ah, this one's groomed for skis. That's okay. Return to the clubhouse. And by the way, the winter shop with where they rent Nordic skis and fat bikes and such is on the side of the same building as the golf clubhouse. I think there's also a restaurant in there that's open in the warmer months. Sure enough, back to the parking lot.
Well, I ended up riding about 6 miles total. Only repeated the same sections of trail, maybe a mile and a half, 2 miles worth. I don't know, something like that. But they were fun the second time too. After I stopped filming earlier, I ended up coming across a group of cross-country skiers who were at the biathlon range they have here, which I didn't even know about. That was kind of interesting. But in any case, a good day, a lot of fun. Would have been even better with a little colder temperatures and a little firmer snow, but still had a blast. And I appreciate you coming along for another Out There MTB adventure. And so now enough YouTube. Why don't you get out there?